Chad from Scheels, the shoe man, I hear.
Yes.
The competitive running shoe man. So we are here to talk about all things tennis shoes. Oftentimes, I know when I'm getting ready to do something, the first thing I do is I run to Scheels to buy something because we're always looking for an excuse to buy a new pair of shoes, right?
Right.
Okay.
Absolutely.
So what I want to know is, what am I looking for if I am buying a pair of shoes specifically to train for the sprint tri, and how that would look and differ from when I want to buy a pair of shoes to go to my step aerobics class?
So a lot of times we look for comfort zones, and I brought some of the fan favorites shoes. Everything is based off, our pronators, supinators. I have a higher instep, so a lot of times, when people come in, we're going to measure the foot. We're going to get them comfortable as they sit. We have a lot of people that are brand specific, like a lot of Brooks, Hoka's. We break down the foot type. We kind of just see like, hey, are we training for a certain race? Are we just wearing them every day? And then a lot of times we'll just go on what they're wearing, what they're comfortable with, brand, and then that's when we start making our decisions. Like the Brooks Adrenaline for our pronation, we got the guide rail system. Light shoe, one of our favorites. A lot of times we'll bring something like this or a stable shoe to get the foot in the proper fit and position, let them walk around, and then we kind of just evaluate and we'll go from there, something like that.
So when we're talking about that, is that we're talking about a lot of midfoot control. So if you're new to running in general, oftentimes there's so much extra stress on the foot when we step down in a running posture. So all that weight coming down, you might be slamming your foot into a flat position. So we want to keep that foot as neutral as possible, which is really going to help us prevent injuries.
Yes.
And anytime you're training for something and putting on, progressive amounts of miles in any department, those overuse injuries can sometimes get the best of us. So starting with a good foot control is always number one.
100%.
And these are super light, but you say really nice and supportive.
A good stability shoe with your cushioning system, and we gauge that 400 to 500 miles depending on the person and how they're using the shoe, rotating. It's just one of our favorites, and one of my favorites personally. I personally wear that shoe, so that would be a good start for every day. If somebody's mall walking, we get a lot of people like that, or on their first set of training for a specific race.
Okay, perfect. So Brooks comes in men's and women's.
Men's and women's,
Excellent.
Yep, multiple colors. That'd be a great shoe to start with.
Okay, what are some other options we got here? And how would
you
we
probably
differ
have heard of the brand, the On system. So the On running brand, they use the cloud technology. I just picked one of our Cloud Flow, so this is a light shoe. It's going to breathe really well.
Okay.
So this light race, anywhere from like a little bit of like half marathon 10K training. Speed laces are in the one you're holding right there. I don't know if you have a set, but this one has the speed lace system that does come with full laces, so this one's going to be the lightest of the Ons.
And so when you talk speed laces, that's like if you're like thinking about quick transition times, I can just run off my bike and just go whoop and slip that sucker
and
off.
that one's fun because that's actually how that shoe was designed for those people doing like in and out of transitioning. So that would be a good one to, if somebody hasn't already, to maybe try that one. And we also see that one, this would be a good one for every day as well. That's where our market is for that one. My wife's got a couple pairs of those. I've had a pair, just really light, neutral, matches your jeans or your everyday. I kind of call the brand itself, not only is it very popular, but it's kind of our gym / everyday weekend warrior shoe.
Okay, so my question is, when we talk like level of support, when we compare this to the Brooks, like if I'm somebody that needs more support, is this still a good shoe for me?
I would pick some of these last. I would start with like your Gaviota, which I didn't bring over, or your Adrenaline, or even like the Brooks Beast or the women's Aerial, something with more support on the bottom and the base. The shoe itself, as you can see, these are going to flex more. So people like you on the other end of it kind of know that, and when we get people coming in, sometimes it's kind of on a sheet, and this is something we would, as a staff, avoid.
So it's something to know, I guess, about your own body, and if you're unaware, I would personally recommend tending towards support if you're not sure if you need support or not.
Yes.
But if you're somebody that's like, no, my feet are good, I have a great, supportive ankle and foot, no issues ever, then I would think this would be something fun to try and a little bit more versatile also. And who doesn't love the style of the Cloud system?
Yes.
So excellent. Okay, let's look at a couple more here.
So what I did is I brought a trail shoe. So in our state, it makes sense even for every day, or like myself, every now and then if people are walking the dogs, they're getting off-road,
Yep.
which we see a lot of in our store, which is nice. I brought the Speed Goat, so the Hoka, the cushioning system is pretty good. The shoe itself doesn't flex. This is actually tiered as an off-road shoe, so it is a trail. So that little extra grip on the bottom, that nice solid vibrant bottom. And this is another one that we see people come in. Maybe it's the color. I know the color is a little loud, but a lot of times guys will come over. Maybe I can use this as an everyday. Usually we wouldn't recommend probably in the gym just because of the grip. But this is a guy that'll get comfortable in a shoe like this, maybe carry it over to softball if he's not wearing a turf shoe. And in our state, it makes a sense because even like today, the parking lot, so that grip, and this is something even myself, I have a pair of trail shoes that I kind of just wear as an everyday shoe. As long as they're not on hard tile, you know, we don't want those injuries, but something like that. And they're still fairly light.
Yes, these are nice and light. And like, it is crazy, like, we think about the grip system on the bottom, like, does it really matter? And especially if you tend to like do a lot of specific trail running, like gravel roads, anything like that, it is crazy what a difference it makes. Like, I've had a pair of trail shoes in the past, and then I went to normal shoes and tried to run on a gravel road, and it's like I wasn't moving anymore. I was like, where's my traction? I need four-wheel drive.
And for me, as long as I've run, that makes sense too, because like you said, you're on gravel, or especially when you're in motion, you slide around. And this last summer was the first time that I kind of made that transition. As much as I run, I was like, wow, what a difference. And
It's
not
crazy.
only that, some of these injuries come about because some of that movement, we're spending more energy. So something like this could really help, you know, keeping us off the shelf and healthy lifestyle. So there is a good market for that. And then that one in your hand, that is the Trinusa. So as we're talking about the Bismarck triathlon, that is actually a Trinusa, lightweight. This would be for like your Joshes of the world, something like that, just maybe a little better athlete, somebody who wants a real light shoe. This one also comes with those speed laces that we kind of touched on. It's kind of got a pocket here, so this shoe, as you're wearing it in store, we'll have like the male or female, they put it on, it almost feels like when you put on this shoe, it's kind of springing you forward, which is, the color is really loud, but that person who wants a light shoe, I think of maybe our gym goers that are jumping rope, hey, I want to warm up like a mile. That's the market that I would say. This right here, you know, you could complement that with like the first one or two we talked about with your stabilization. Then a guy says, I want to use this. I always call shoes like this like the Speedwork shoe, or that light race day shoe where I'm going to run that 5K and knock it out of the park. I've been wearing maybe a little heavier training shoe. Let's put something like this on, let's feel light. And that usually works. But as far as somebody wearing that is an everyday or those foot injuries, we'd go to like a little heavier shoe. So that would be your fun complementary shoe, something like that.
Yeah, this thing is like crazy light. The one thing I would say is that like I'm a huge online shopper, but I would say if you're looking for tennis shoes, you need to come in and put these on because the feel of all of them is so different. And I think to like find the right fit, feel, comfort, do like my kids do and take off running in the store.
Yes.
Just to see what it feels like. I think coming in and getting expert advice, especially when you start to put on those miles, is really going to help you in the long run to just kind of take the time and investment to find the right shoe for what you're trying to accomplish. So, awesome, Chad.
And when we're in the topic of shoes, I just brought some of my go-to socks. These features right here, lifetime warranty sock. People love that. We're going to control that no blister. So when we get people with that friction, they're seamless. These Elites are, I usually say, save those for race day. They hug the foot. My absolute favorite sock. Everyday cushion. I got a drawer full of these, just an everyday go-to. We do honor it, lifetime warranty socks. The one in your hand is that PhD. They do have great, so when people have those socks that slip down in the shoes, they got the tabs. Warranty on those is pretty good too. Usually a little bit of that merino wool, lightweight. Most of the time when people come in for shoes, we like to discuss and notice when we're measuring the foot and taking notice. What are we doing to complement our great fit? Because we still have those blisters, we still have socks that are a little too big. And I always say it's an investment to add along with some of these shoes. It's something we can go to, and then people can kind of build as they go to get rid of some of the blisters or foot pain in general. That's a part of with the shoes as well.
Awesome. Okay, thanks, Chad.
You're welcome.
Come check us all out here. Get in, try some shoes on, and get ready. Talk to you soon.